Nobody's listening, right? Hi, Andy.
Hello.
Is anybody listening?
Oh my gosh, yes they are. I love you both so much. 5 stars from Leslie. Cheers to the saintest of all saints, the one and only miniature mouse, for sending me here.
Cheers.
I am now caught up and sadly have to wait for my weekly fix. You two are so real and giving this 40-year-old married mom of one relationship goals. Parentheses, even though I'm married for 20 years, laughy face. I'm often talking out loud
nice.
and laughing to myself as if I'm a part of your conversations. Sending you so much love and looking forward to consuming your entire back catalog on Patreon.
Oh, thank you. We, I will say, have gained several patrons this month, and that makes me very happy. And this is a great time to announce that we will be doing our February live stream Friday, February 3rd at 8:45 p.m. PST.
Ooh.
And if you can't catch it because it's too late or you have a life unlike us and are going out on a Friday night, you can always check it out after the fact on patreon.com/totallylame.
Nice. Okay, here's another one from Bethy. Totally listening. I finally checked this out a few weeks ago, thanks to St. Monica, of course. Holy shit. And have binged every episode since. I had to laugh after last week's episode. I felt like I knew everything there was to know about you two, especially Elizabeth, her back issues, specific sexual fantasies, mental health, love of puzzles, even her morning's morning.
Oh, good.
We talked about morning's morning on here, didn't we? Did we? We must have.
Are you forgetting about the mess?
Yeah. How could I forget about
that plumber,
mess?
which, by the way, I don't even think we followed up about. That's a very nice review. I want to say thank you.
Oh, and it's not over.
Okay, I'll do the plumber follow up after we get through this.
But it wasn't until the latest episode that I learned she's vegetarian. Oh my goodness. I think that sums up this podcast. Unafraid to go all in with honesty and vulnerability in a way that's so gentle and real that it feels like a warm hug. I'm just sad now I have to wait a week for each episode to drop. Please never stop. Wait, did the one I just read say that too?
Yeah. You just said it.
Wow, there's a theme.
Yeah, that's so nice.
That is so nice.
Well, maybe that listener can go to patreon.com, and there are 1,000+ something crazy hours of us yammering on about God knows what over there.
One more. There's a real theme.
Okay.
We're in the flow here.
You seem so excited.
Limeade, 5 stars, so much love. First sentence. Binged all episodes in less than a month.
Wow.
There's a little bit more. So much to love here are 2 of my favorites, the laughter you share and the talk of your ailments. There you go. We talk about the laughter we share and the talk of ailments. Maybe that's what this show's all about. I find myself laughing more with my husband, and your health issues make me feel like everyone has health stuff at our age, and you put a humorous spin on it. Love the updates. Brace yourself, Elizabeth. So sad to be caught up.
Wow.
There's a real theme today.
There is a theme. That is amazing. Okay, so the plumber update, because I got railed pretty hard about my morning's morning. I had at the cabin, and the plumber came, and then apparently there's a whole video about this on our Instagram. It summarizes the whole thing, but the plumber brought up the mess to Andy 3 different times. It was a mess contained in the toilet bowl. I was totally bewildered by this because presumably a plumber is seeing fecal matter, like all sorts of body stuff.
But as we said, I think they definitely are, but this was quite a mess.
No, it wasn't. It was just poop in a toilet that had been there for a few days, granted.
Oh, that's true.
But like plumbers are walking into like rooms filled with shit. I mean, this is crazy. And so
I have a question we never asked. What was the toilet paper play in that mess? Do you recall?
No, I don't recall. I mean, I assume it was standard. I have no idea. But anyway, because I wasn't giving it a second thought.
Yeah.
Of course. And to be honest, like when it didn't flush, I was like, oh, this is annoying. The plumber's going to have to come. I wasn't like, oh my God, how embarrassing. Like there was none of that. Anyway, we talked about it a lot.
Let the plumber deal with it.
No,
I didn't think about it for a second.
No, not like that. But like, shit happens, literally.
Shit happens. No. I know exactly what you're saying.
Anyway, we had this conversation, and Andy would not let go of the fact that the plumber acted like this was the worst thing he's ever encountered in his life. And I was like, well, it makes me think it's not a very good plumber. And you were like, everyone else is thinking something else entirely, which is that I create some sort of like super strain of fecal matter that is so upsetting. So anyway, fast forward, this plumber basically, like our cabin had at one point, what's that called? The tank?
You could be referring to so many different problems that have happened.
Sewage tank thing. Under.
Oh, yeah, a potential septic tank problem, but also we're not sure the entire property's on septic or off septic. It was like a whole thing.
So anyway, the plumber then dug up our yard and like dug up all of the stuff trying to find an entry point. What's that called? An outlet? A clean out. And then ended up having to create a clean out, and it was like $2,000, blah, blah, blah. Well, then, and like still doesn't fix the problem. Cut to our amazing angel human of a contractor, Jim, comes in. Also, Jim's like, that plumber didn't have like this camera that like all plumbers have, which red flag number one, like Jim has this camera. And then turns out there was a clean out right there the whole time. So all of that was for nothing, which validates my feelings from the jump, which is this guy is not really our guy. Like, this is not a good plumber. He's not a plumber, maybe. Like, he's not seeing messes on the regular. He's not dealing with plumber things.
Is somehow, because that was a bit of a blow that we had to pay that money for a thing that didn't fix anything. But is that a real silver lining that you're like, now I know? Like, it's kind of a silver
I was
lining.
Right. Well, I knew I was right, though. I always knew I was right. But yeah, yes, that's why I'm sharing this now, is that I never got the validation I so felt I deserved until now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
There are a lot of people. So up in the mountains, these little mountain towns, they're like, aren't that many people who do the stuff? Like, we've been, and they hold all the power. Like, there's one place that are like the chimney guys, and it's these two guys. And like,
I love those guys.
They are great. They're a great duo. But I mean, it's like getting on the VIP list at like a Britney concert. I'm like, what do we have to do to get these guys out there? I mean,
I know that you are probably like, I feel like you trust that I've followed up with them.
Yeah.
I don't think you understand. I have texted at least 10 times and left at least 6 voice messages, and we'd play phone tag. It's not like it's an ongoing thing.
I know. They're like celebrities. Like, to pin them down to come to your home and do your chimney work is next to impossible.
Yeah.
Can we please share the story? I don't think we've shared the story on this podcast about...
Oh, I think we have.
Have we? I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah. Because so this is what I'm saying. Up in this mountain town, there's like the one plumber, the one blah, blah, blah. We're about to tell the story of how we came to find our contractor, who is a godsend. And also, like, I'm always terrified that he's going to be pulled away to another job and we're going to lose him forever. But I don't think that would happen at this point. But can we share the story about when we first bought the
Sure.
cabin? I'll lead us in and then you take over.
Yeah.
I might jump in at different points.
I feel like I've told this story so many times. I am nervous that we've told it on the show. So if we have, I apologize, but you seem very confident that we haven't.
I don't think we have. And we just told this to someone. Who are we telling this to?
Honestly, I feel like I tell it all the time.
Okay. So we bought the cabin 2+ years ago, which is a little tough to hear. Just knowing that we're not fully in it, but we're getting close. We bought it and the real estate agent was like, this place, like, you really don't have to do that much to it. Like, just a deep clean and then you could be in.
She was embracing the 70s charm.
And in some ways, I think she's not wrong. Like, in some ways, I look back at what we've done and I'm like, I don't regret it at all. I mean, it has been a long, very expensive, very long process. And once it's done, we're going to be so thrilled. And also, I think it's nice that we just did it and then we're going to be in and it's not like we're chipping away at things as we go. But part of me also looks back at that and I'm like, had we not had this experience that we're about to share, like maybe we could have been in and enjoyed it a little bit.
Yeah.
But it would have been freezing. There was no insulation. There was foundation issue. You know, it wouldn't have been. So anyway, we're like, oh, okay. So we could, and we got it for a steal of a deal. We got very lucky buying this place.
The craziest circumstances.
The way it worked out was so bonkers that we just got very lucky.
Got very lucky.
So we're like, maybe we'll just pull up this really gross old shag carpeting.
Yep.
But like in the meantime, we can like shampoo it and like clean stuff out. Do a deep clean.
We had a couple little tiny plumbing things. Fix a leaky faucet.
We'll hold off on the big reno for down the road.
Yeah.
So
I am like, all right, I got to find somebody to do this. We need a deep clean and we need a handyman. And I just read an article about some app that was like, this new app is helping people find, people to clean their house and mow their lawn and all this stuff. And it was like an article raving about this app. Probably a paid promotion looking back.
Yeah.
But the app is called...
we don't need to get into the app name.
It's not a positive experience for us. This is not an endorsement. But anyways, I get on the app and you can like basically post on the app what you're looking for and then people bid on your job. So I put out there that we're looking for a deep clean, the area we're looking for. And I put out also we're looking for like a handyman to fix like 2 leaks. And I think we were like, we'll hang a TV in the living room. I think those were the main things. Like couple leaks, hang the TV.
Jesus Christ.
So I get like very quickly, I get like a very lovely responses from like deep cleaning people that all seem legit. You look at them, they have reviews on the thing. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Oh gosh, it's hard hearing that you got multiple responses.
Oh, I got a lot for the cleaning.
Oh boy.
As far as I booked one of them. Oh. Okay. So then though, I get a message from, let's call him Danny, that he's like, hey, I saw your ad. This is the kind of work I do. I'm a handyman. I can definitely take care of your plumbing and the TV. That's a no-brainer. I also do cleaning. I could do the whole thing. And he like gives me a quote.
And it was like $500.
It was more than that, but it was less than $1,500.
And I do want to say this cleaning job was I mean, we might have been totally like delusional.
Yeah.
It was a doozy.
Yeah.
Like this is a home that seemingly hadn't been cleaned in decades.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like sticky on the cabinets and
just grime.
Gross grime.
Years of grime. So I get on the phone with this guy. He seems super nice. The reviews on this app
for this guy,
pretty good. Nothing bad.
Yeah.
In retrospect, maybe not enough reviews. You
need
some more quantity.
In hindsight, also reviews left by his girlfriend posing,
Right.
They weren't real people reviews.
These were probably not real reviews.
They were plants.
At all. So, anyways, we strike a deal. I forget how much it was for, but yeah, it was like maybe like $1,000 or something, including like the stuff that he needed to buy because he checked out the place. Like, oh, you guys could use a new vent in the bathroom. Like, okay, and he's like, I'll grab that at Home Depot for you guys. And he's like, here's the stuff you'll need to hang the TV. It'll be this much. Like, he seems on it, and
Wow.
I'm like, hell yeah. I go up there to meet him the day that he's starting, and it's him and some other guy that I'm like, oh, I didn't know this other guy would be here. And the other guy had the truck, like he had brought him up. And I'm like, oh, the guy I hired doesn't have his own vehicle.
Work truck.
I'm like, that it just seemed a little odd. But both of these gentlemen could not be nicer. Now, we had set up security cams so people wouldn't mess with our dump of a place before this happened.
Yeah.
And so that first night, we do come to the conclusion like, huh, I think Danny's going to spend the night at our place. Which you and we kind of get over like, oh, he's really going to just do it. Like,
yeah,
he's
like
just
he's
going for
moving
it.
in for a couple days. He's going to get the job done.
And we don't give a shit because the place is a fucking dump. We're like, whatever. He's staying here.
Honestly, I was like, he's staying there? Like, it didn't seem like habitable.
Yeah.
But, he's going to get the job done.
So then I think it's like Tuesday rolls around, and the deal was he was going to get all this work done by Friday, and we were going to go up on Friday.
And be in our cabin.
And enjoy our new lifestyle. So Tuesday rolls around. There's one hiccup with like a plumbing situation where you turn on the main water. There's like a leak happening. And
from the faucet or something.
No, a leak like where you turn on the main water.
I didn't know that.
In the driveway, there's a big
I remember, yeah.
And that's worrisome. And we're like, fuck, we just bought this place. The main water has a leak. That's not good. And he's like, the guy I'm with, he used to be a plumber. This is a big deal. He's like, and I'm like, what are you talking? And he's like, I don't know. I bet we could take care of it for $5,000. But like it's probably like a 10 grand problem, and he's like freaking me out, and I'm like, well, what the fuck, like what? And so I'm stressed out. I'm like, okay, don't do anything. I'm gonna have a real plumber come look at it.
Good.
I call a real plumber. Actually, it happens to be the messy plumber.
Oh.
Sorry, this is the one place he redeems himself.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, that sounds like I think it's called a stop and waste valve.
Yes.
I'm a little off there, but if you know what it is, you know what I'm talking about. And he's like, you just need to turn it like further to the left or further to the right or something. I'm like, oh, okay. I'll check that out when I myself go up there the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Danny's getting to work doing our stuff. Deep clean, this and that. We see on the video camera that he's doing a bunch of raking in the yard. That seems nice. Not something we asked him to do.
Yeah, he's cleaning up all the pine needles, which is like a massive undertaking. I mean, it's a whole day job for the two of us to do once a year. He's doing this, which is very nice, but also like,
why are you doing? We didn't ask you to do this.
We didn't ask you to do this, and it doesn't seem like have you completed? You couldn't have completed what needed to be done in the home.
Yeah. So I roll up on. It was either a Tuesday or Wednesday because I was really worried about this plumbing issue. Long story short, I get there. Yeah, the nozzle or the whatever thing just need to be turned, and so it was like there was no problem at all. Mm-hmm. So it was like, huh, that's a little weird and a bit of a red flag. Then I go into the house to see how the work's going on the house.
Wait, you're skipping a few things.
Okay, please.
Is this on the Friday?
No, I'm talking about I went up midweek.
Oh, midweek. Okay,
yeah.
Maybe you were going to get to this.
Okay.
But like some things are starting. Now it's clear like Manny's just sleeping there. There's like a ragtag team of different people coming in.
Just one other guy. There was only the one other guy. Yeah.
Because at one point that's different.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
There was a girlfriend. There was a kid.
You're right.
And
you're
also,
so right. Yes.
Also, he starts texting you weird stuff about needing money.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. And then he starts texting a bunch about this like tapestry he has that would look...
Well, he talked... Yes, that also we talked a little bit about in person. So my midweek journey up there, The biggest red flag.
Mm-hmm.
I walk in a house and like not much looks like has changed except I do see like plumbing parts on the floor, the vent where he was going to do the vent. I see like there's work happening on that. I walk upstairs to our kitchen and he has sanded all of the counters and cabinets in the kitchen. A request no one has ever made.
And also, like, not finished them. They're just, like,
Yeah.
now sanded
And
down.
also a kitchen that is going to get demolished.
Yes.
Like, we're not keeping this kitchen. It is bizarre. And I'm like, hey, I didn't ask you to do this.
And
Why did
everything
you
else
do
is
that?
still dirty.
Yeah, everything's dirty. He's like, well, it really hard to clean this countertop. Like, I had to start sanding to clean it. So I'm kind of like, okay, but like, what? This is a lot of work for like, I literally was like, we're going to demo this. Like, you didn't need to do that. Then he goes on about this tapestry. Hey, would you guys look at this tapestry on the couch? I think it would look really nice. Your wife's gonna love it. And I was like, oh, I don't know. Like, I'll show her. And it was like hideous.
Yeah.
Regardless, I still have some faith in Danny.
I think I started.
Wavering.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, by the way, I feel like there have been many times in my life, those chairs I found on the street being one example, where I start to take on a project and then I'm just like, I'm so committed to it that I'm taking it to the bitter end, even though like against anyone's better judgment. I do appreciate that Danny, in what we'll soon describe state, was committed. Like he started sanding that and then he's like, well, fuck it. I'm just going to keep going. And he was in the zone.
No, and like such a nice guy too. So like there was, I think his heart was in the right place in a lot of this. So then we're getting Wednesday, Thursday, and the wheels start coming off the bus. First, there was a lot of trash that needed to be tended to. So there's like a mound of trash that's starting to develop outside the cabin. That was another part of our deal. You'll get rid of all of this stuff. Wednesday or Thursday rolls around, and he's like, you know what? One of your neighbors came by, and they're like, they'll pick up the trash for you because they're going to the dump. And I was like, what? How much is that going to cost? He's like, they said they'll do it for free. And listen, I know there's no one on fucking earth that would offer that to some random people.
Yeah.
It's absurd.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that doesn't sound right. I don't want to burden a neighbor with that. You need to take care of it like you said you were going to take care of it. Then he starts spiraling because he needs more money for a specific truck and all this stuff. Then he's at the truck place renting it, but he can't rent it.
Oh, I forgot about that.
All this stuff's coming off the rails. And then finally you and I are like, this is bad news bears.
Yeah.
So we say, Danny, we're coming up tomorrow, Friday. You got till 3:00 and then you got to get out of there. Finish what you can. But like you have to be out of there. I'm coming up with my family. And so I was going up before you because you were working and I was like, I'll go up early with the kids. It'll be fun. We'll start getting the place ready. And so I get there around 4:00 and I walk in and the place is just a fucking
thrashed
nightmare. There is shit everywhere. Projects started and not finished. We had asked him to put a bunk beds together. The bunk beds are a third made.
And then all the parts just scattered about.
Just everything in crazy disarray.
Crazy.
And then this is where I got like chills on my back. So I'm already like, what the fuck? And I have our kids with me. And it's like, it's intense.
And it's a drive up there and it's like, yeah, we're all set. Like
this was supposed to be our special day.
Yeah.
Then we have like it's kind of like a crawl space that goes along one side of the house. And I go check out the crawl space. And you guys know that like expanding foam that you buy to like fill up cracks under your sink cabinets or I don't know, a hole. You've seen the ads on TV, but you spray the foam and it expands. It looked like he'd taken, I don't know how many cans of this stuff, but it sprayed it all over.
Like scribbled his manifesto in the dirt and walls of our crawl space with this foam.
I describe it as it seemed like someone thought they were in a video game playing with this foam. And we were like, oh, Danny's got a drug problem.
I know. It actually is a really sad
Yeah.
story. And I recognize we're telling it from the role of like the people whose the cabin didn't work out, like,
No, but I
but
think
like it was sad for us. This was like all of our dreams manifesting. In hindsight, and especially now knowing what we've been through, I don't actually think that even if Danny had delivered on like, I don't think it would have, the cabin would have been in a state where we would
no.
have been like, oh, this is great.
Sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But in it all kind of comes together. Like Danny clearly either has a serious drug problem or a mental illness. My heart goes out to him because he did seem like he was a really nice guy who like, and I think at one point in time, like he had his shit together.
Yeah.
And then on the video cameras, seeing like this cast of characters coming in and out. At one point, like this woman and her kid was, I think, his girlfriend, and I don't know. It all made me really sad, but it was chilling seeing that foam stuff, the way it was sprayed and scribbled and zigzagged all over the space was wild.
And there was also all of this stuff. And granted, we mentioned he didn't have his own vehicle. There was all of these tools and like all this stuff that was like, how did this stuff get here? So and I can't read it because it's on my phone on a message.
You don't need to read it.
Yeah. But but I'm very,
You're very proud of this.
I'm very proud, and I do not like the tone of your voice right now. But I'm very proud of the message that I sent him, and I was like, hey, I think you're a really nice guy. I think your heart was in the right place. This is a crazy big disappointment for us. If your stuff's not out of here by tomorrow morning, like I'm leaving with my kids, you ruined this day. Like if it's not,
you didn't say that. I don't think. Maybe you did.
Well, I said we're leaving. Like we weren't going to be there. Obviously,
you ruined this day.
Oh, I did say something like you ruined. This was supposed to be a very special thing. It's a big disappointment. It was such a good note. Had I known we were going to talk about this, I would have printed it out and people would hear.
Framed it. We also were kind of frightened. Like the
of course.
Foam spray situation was a little scary, where it's like, oh, this unfortunately and sadly is a person who is not in touch with reality at this point.
That's why I wanted to be very careful not to poke the bear.
Yeah.
But be like, dude, you seem like a nice guy. This didn't work out, but you got to get your stuff. And I don't know if I said like I'm gonna call the cops or whatever. But
no,
it was
you
like,
said you weren't going to call the cops. There was
or I'm throwing it all away.
You're throwing it away.
That was it. If you don't get your stuff by tomorrow, it's all gone. We then see on the camera later that he does come back at like 5 a.m, gets all the stuff, and that's the last we ever heard.
Yeah. So then what we did was how did you get in touch with the person who put us in touch with?
Well, because we needed someone to haul away
all that
stuff.
Yeah.
And I can't remember exactly how I found that guy, but that guy shows up. By the way, love him. And he was like, oh, I used to take care of this cabin. And it was like, really? He knew all the ins and outs of it.
Yeah.
Took care of everything and was like, I also plow snow. And we're like, okay, amazing. And then I asked him, like, is there anyone that you would recommend for like a contractor? And he
sent us our
angel. And both of those guys are angels, honestly.
Yeah.
They both deliver.
Yeah. So through Danny, we found
an angel.
Yeah.
And I hope Danny's doing all right.
I do too.
Every once in a while, I'll see that message and I see that like the business name has changed and like I'm like, oh, he's on to a new hustle.
What do you mean you see that? What message?
Because I think we were texting in like WhatsApp or something.
Oh.
And so in WhatsApp, I think if you have a business, like when you see the messages, it has the business name.
Yeah.
But if they change it, it changes. Right. And I've just never deleted the message. I don't use WhatsApp that much, so I just never deleted it. So I see it every once in a while.
I mean, it must be, my heart goes out. I mean, that must be exhausting. And also, like, how many projects is he starting and then like not finishing? And
Well, when he was working on ours, he was telling me about a huge bid he'd gotten to paint someone's entire exterior and interior of their house. I was like,
Oh
oh
God,
God,
that
that's
person.
gonna go south.
This reminds me of, not to the same degree, but do you remember when, before we had Teddy, or maybe right after, but I wanted the place baby proofed?
Yeah.
Honestly, this is someone, I feel like this is one of those businesses that should exist and it doesn't seem like it does. Like, so I looked on, I don't know where, Yelp, to try to find someone who baby proofs.
Yeah.
And I found this guy, and like, this is his whole thing. And it was actually, I assumed this was a service that existed.
Oh yeah, it's got to be too, right?
But I think I had a really hard time finding this guy.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, well, I guess this is the guy
Yeah.
who does this thing and comes in and assesses your whole house and baby proofs everything. Well, the guy shows up, and God bless him.
Mm.
I mean, he is elderly. Do you remember this?
I don't.
Do you remember we actually went out of town? I think we went up to Cayucos, and Maddie was staying with Ruby and Ramona.
Okay.
And she was like texting us, like, is this guy supposed to be here like
Oh, vaguely.
all day for many days?
Right.
Because he moved slower than snail shit. Like, and it was like, this is the guy baby proofing. It seems like he might break an arm picking up a hammer. Like and then he got not even halfway done after many days, and he just disappeared.
Oh, wow.
And
I do remember that.
Tried to reach him multiple times. I, like, whatever ways of correspondence. I actually owed him money, which is like the thing that I was just like,
Yeah.
He's done half the job. I still owe him money, and I want to pay him. And then I was like, assumed that he had died.
Yeah.
Because all signs point to that.
Yeah.
Well, then I don't remember how exactly, but like a year and a half later, someone mentioned having
Done
someone
something
come.
like that? And it was that guy?
It was that guy. So he was still around and bumping. But I'm
he
like,
might have forgotten about us.
he might have just forgotten to come back, claim his money.
That seems like if you dialed that business in,
Oh, yeah.
you got your truck, you have all those parts don't cost that much, right?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Just
I'm getting so
got very
excited
loud
about
and
this.
passionate about this.
But it just seems like that's the kind of gig you show up and when, bing, bang, boom, you're in and out and you can
Yes.
charge a premium because you know what you're doing
And
and
you
you're doing
also-
it great.
It's kind of like, so we're having carpet installed,
Mhm.
plaid carpet at the cabin, which I'm very excited about.
Yeah.
A very like tasteful, it's just 2 colors. It's nothing crazy.
Mm.
But, you know, our contractor does so much.
Yeah.
But when it comes to certain things, you want the people who are doing it day in, day out because they do
sure.
it in a very specific way. And carpet installation is one of those things. They come in, bing, bang, boom, they do it, they're out. And to your point, if your entire thing is like putting up baby gates, putting latches on cabinets, and securing things against the wall, I mean, that's all, and like putting rubber bumpers on corners.
Oh.
That's really all baby proofing is. You should be able to do the whole place in 3 hours. Like, just go and do it. And what a great way to make money. Because at that stage, that's something that, it is kind of life and death. I mean, sadly, there are times that accidents happen and you baby proof for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
As a brand new parent, I feel like you're like, I just want it done by a professional.
Sure.
Like, I don't want to, you could charge such a premium
Yeah.
because these people are vulnerable. They want it done well. I'm just saying, if any listeners out there, if any somebodies or nobodies need a new business gig, I think that's a great one.
I think that's a great one.
Okay. I have a few things to talk to you about.
Oh, great.
Wait, there was something you wanted to talk. Oh, speaking of the cabin.
Oh, I did want to talk about that.
Should we?
Please.
Okay. Well, I stayed at the cabin 2 nights ago for one night. I went up there. It was very icy. Like, this is not the good. This actually was, it was
By
the
icy, do
least.
you mean like the snow around the cabin?
Yeah, so this was like the least enjoyable. I still enjoyed it, but because I'm an indoorsy gal and I
Mm-hmm.
just hold up. But I was like, I'm glad I didn't bring the kids up here right now. So there's a huge snowpack, like there are huge mounds of snow.
Yeah.
But I think because there was rain and then it froze, these huge snowpacks are literally just ice now.
Yeah.
So it's like uneven terrain, big mounds of snow, but it's just ice and like going up stairs, and it's all very dicey.
Okay.
Not enjoyable outside in the least.
You're not playing outside. Yeah.
But inside,
Cozy.
cozy. But there was just a weird vibe up there. Also, like icy roads. It seemed really dead. Like a lot of people aren't going up there. And I met our neighbor,
Mm-hmm.
who is new. You've met him before.
Yep.
What should we call him? Greg.
Okay.
So I met Greg, and Greg has an adorable dog.
Mm.
And we'll call her Foxy.
Ooh.
So Greg, I finally meet Greg, and I'm kind of a ways away, and I can't get to a closer vantage point very easily because it's so icy.
Yeah.
So I'm like, "Hi, are you Greg? I'm
Yeah.
Andy's wife, blah, blah, blah." And he was super friendly and nice. And
Yeah.
then he was chatting to me, introduced me to his adorable dog who I've admired. And then he's older,
Yeah. Retired.
and he was like saying how much he loves it there. And he's like, "Yeah, because I moved from LA and, it's scary there." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, I guess." I don't know.
Yeah.
And he's like, especially for like old folks like me or something like that. And I was
Okay.
like, okay, I don't know what specifically, I mean, things are going through my mind, like gun violence, traffic.
Yeah.
I
Driving,
don't know,
maybe. Driving around. That seems one.
But then he's like, "It's really nice and peaceful up here though. I like feel safe," or something like that. And I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh yeah." I go back into the cabin. I also was reading all of these drama pilots that like put me in a really fucked up headspace. I wanted to watch a comedy movie, but you forbade me from watching it without you.
Yeah.
And so I was going to bed just in this messed up headspace. And as I'm falling asleep, I'm alone up there. I'm surrounded by ice. And I start to think, Greg's going to murder me tonight.
Oh God.
And because he had said, like, "Are you guys all coming up?" Oh, I forgot to say this. Are you guys coming up here? And I was like, "Oh, I'm going to be here for a few nights." And then like Andy's coming up and down.
Oh boy. So you put your.
I put
you
it
put
out
your
there.
alone.
And then I was replaying the conversation. And when he said, "But it's really peaceful and quiet here, feels safe," is like exactly the thing a murderer would say
Okay.
to their prey.
Yeah.
So then I was like trying to fall asleep, not falling asleep, and also was like, what am I gonna? I mean, the way my brain was working, I was like, okay, if he comes to the front door and like knocks on it, I'm not gonna get it. I mean, I would just like go hide in the bathroom. Maybe I'd climb out of the bathroom window and try to make my way through the ice like hellscape to like. And so I put the car keys next to the bed so I could like grab those if I needed to. Then I
Okay.
was like, but if he's at the door knocking on the door, am I really just like ignoring him? If it's in the middle of the night, what's that about?
Yeah.
But I'm like, I would know he's there to murder me.
Yeah.
And I was like, how would he lure me out? And that's when I got to, if he showed up with Foxy in his arms and she's like covered in blood and is like, help, I need help. My dog, blah, blah, blah. Even knowing that I might be murdered, like I maybe would open the door. And then I was like, truly in my brain state, I was like half asleep. I was waiting for that to happen. Like
in this
I was
scenario,
expecting this.
is
to happen.
Foxy getting covered in ketchup, or is he
No,
killing Foxy?
He's sacrificed Foxy.
Holy shit, that's a dark twist, but I love it. But it's fucking dark.
Isn't that fucked up that my brain came up with that, and also it so convinced me that was happening that I almost was like resigned to it. Like, I almost was just like, I
Well,
was just waiting for it to happen.
I'll tell you this much: the resigned is actually kind of the way to go in this with this fear, because rationally, your neighbor up there killing you, not very likely, because it's very easy to figure out if it was a neighbor that killed you, unless they're crazy savvy enough to murder their own dog to lure you out, lure
Right.
you out, maybe, right? But like,
Yeah.
it's very. I don't think I get some comfort in that. Like, if someone, because I've been up there by myself, and like you, I've thought of what do I do if there is someone knocking on that door in the middle of the night.
What do you do?
What do you do? That is a fear of mine too.
And what do you do? What's the answer?
I don't have the answer. I think you having even the car keys next to you and the jumping out the window is a good thing. But yeah, I've thought of the ignore situation too. It's also the little thing. We're in like a room with a door. There's nowhere to hide.
Yeah,
for
there's
us.
no, it's just a room with a door. Like, you were exposed. If someone breaks in, you were in that room with them.
You
There's
gotta get
nowhere
toe
to go.
Yeah. But so I like the idea. It's almost like in these crazy fantasies, if the retired neighbor with his dog, now dead, is coming for you,
Yeah.
there's nothing you can do except like you almost can't even worry about it happening. You almost have to just accept the resign to it. It's so implausible that if it did start happening,
Yeah.
you'd kick into fight or flight mode.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
really would.
Yeah. I mean, if I woke up in the middle, yeah. Can you imagine though, me thinking that was going to happen if it, but this is where I woke up at like 6:30 and I was like shocked that during the course of the night he hadn't
Hopefully
come
you were
to the door.
relieved.
I was happy to be alive, but I was like, oh wow, I guess that didn't happen. And then I of course had the like awake awareness of how absolutely insane that was. But like, I did not really sleep at all because I was waiting for
Do you
my
ever,
comeuppance.
did it ever cross your mind that you would call our angel contractor if something started happening like that? Because
No.
I've had that thought.
No.
Oh, because he seems like the perfect person to come in with like a shovel or something and
Oh
knock
yeah,
someone down.
he would
Do
totally.
you know what I mean?
Yes.
So I keep that in my back pocket.
That's really good. I mean, we call him for everything.
I think I'm getting murdered. He'd be right there.
He would. He really would.
He doesn't like people snooping around
Yeah.
at all.
Right.
That's the other thing. We got cameras. It's not going to be, it's never a neighbor. I don't think it would be a neighbor.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I'm glad we
Let's get off of spooky and cabin. I have some things I want to talk about, but do you have anything light? I mean, I have some light stuff too.
I
but-
do have some light stuff.
Okay, great.
Let's hit. Oh, wait. We don't. Once again, we're getting through this whole thing. You had something about aliens last episode.
Oh, we can save that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like a forever teased out thing. Okay. The thing I wanted to talk about is it just me?
Mm.
I have a very hard time getting off the phone and saying goodbye to people in a way that doesn't feel
Oh,
unbelievably awkward. And several times this week, I was talking to service people or like calling about a return or whatever, having a delightful
mhm.
experience. Like, thank you so much, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, okay, bye. Like, I don't know how to say goodbye.
To those kind of phone
Yeah,
calls?
like, yes. And it
What?
happens. Well, now you're making me feel very insecure.
I don't understand. You got to give us an example of that. You're stuck with the service.
It's not that I'm stuck. We both know that we're getting off. It's like my pacing or my rhythm or my timing is off.
Oh, you're like double Dutch jump rope and you don't know when to hop out, sort of.
Yeah, like, okay, let's role play.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. What was I returning this week? Oh, your belt.
Okay.
Okay. Hi, my name's Elizabeth. I have this belt I ordered. It says it's only a 30-day return window, but because I bought it for a Christmas gift, it wasn't even received until 30 days. Is there any way you could make an exception and do this process?
Oh, yeah. Let me see if I can help you out there. Elizabeth, that's a beautiful name. Do you use that with an S or a Z? Let me look you up here.
God. Andy.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I see that you ordered this. Yeah, I think I can help you out here. Just give me 1 second. Let me just ask my manager real quick. Okay. I'm just waiting to hear back. How's your day going?
I had It's really good. How's yours?
Oh, wait, hold on. I'm getting a text on our Slack here. Yep. Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem at all. Give me the last 4 digits of the number. Great.
2232.
Okay. And did you want to just do a refund or do you want to do a replacement?
I want to do a refund and then I'm just
But
gonna...
he's probably expecting the gift, though. I think he did want the belt.
Well, actually, I think your policy is that you don't do exchanges, so you'd have to refund me the money and I will just order the new belt.
But you are going to order it for your husband. You are going to order a replacement belt?
Yeah, I think once you process this return and refund, which should take 7 to 10 business days, then I will do the order. Yes.
Okay, that sounds good. Okay, you are all set here. Is there anything else I can help you with?
No, this is so great. Thank you. You... Why are you laughing? This is so great.
Thank you.
Honestly, I wasn't expecting this to go as smoothly as it did, so thank you so much.
Oh, appreciate it. And you have a great day.
You too. Bye.
You nailed it.
Okay, it never goes like that,
So
though.
how does it go?
Like, is there anything else I can help you with? No, that's all. Thank you so much. All right, you have a wonderful day. Yes, you have a wonderful day too. Okay. Goodbye. Like, it's always like
going?
that. It's always like this weird thing.
It sounds like you're just not getting out when you should.
Yeah.
Just say I love how you express gratitude for them going out of their way to help you. Perfect. Then then when they give you, is there anything else? No, that's it. Thanks so much.
Have a good day.
Have a great day.
You have a great day as well. Okay, thank you.
No, see, you just stop talking and then see if they hang up or just hang up.
Wait, so I don't even say goodbye? So
No,
it should
the
be
thank you's the goodbye.
So it should be, is there anything else I can help you with? I should say, nope, that's everything. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Have a great day. And they'll be like, all right. And then you can, if you
They
really...
will, what they say back is, you have a great day as well. And then I say,
hang it up. Boom.
Just hang it up.
As opposed to what?
Then
okay.
That's where I start.
Okay.
That's where I start going, oh, thank you. I will. Okay. Goodbye. It starts getting dicey.
We've all been there. But
this, I feel like even getting off the phone with my sister sometimes.
I thought you were talking
it's
more
like, I
about
love
those
you.
kind of things.
Well, then there's an I love you, which makes it easier. I feel like if I have an I love you ticket, I can get out very gracefully.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's not an I love you person, then I'm in trouble.
Wow. I think you're overthinking this.
Do you know how unhelpful that is?
Just pull the ripcord earlier.
Are you saying, I just want to know this, does the universal we have permission to just hang up without saying goodbye?
Okay. You expressed your gratitude. Okay. They said, is there anything else? And you're like, no, that's it. You could be like, okay, thanks, bye. And then click.
Okay,
if you
thanks,
wanted.
goodbye.
But, or you could be like, okay, thanks so much. I feel like I'm like, oh, thanks so much. And then just hang up. You have
just
nothing
hang up.
guilty
You
to feel
don't
about.
say goodbye?
My goodbye was, oh, amazing. Thank you so much. I don't know. And I'm out. Maybe I'll say goodbye. I'm not overthinking it. If so, I would have added it right then.
Thanks so much. Bye.
You're waiting for this other thing
I
that you don't
am.
need to be waiting for.
I am.
Especially with how you're handling the call. That's perplexing.
Okay.
You're nailing it.
All right. Okay.
How much time do we have? Ooh.
I think
Okay.
it's time to wrap it up.
I wanted to talk about Raya, the celebrity dating app. I got my hands on it this week.
What?
Yeah.
Are you on it?
No, with someone I worked with this week.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, oh, I got to see this.
Oh, you see how that's confusing. Okay.
Do you want me to just tell you or do you want to save it?
Let's save it.
Okay.
Let's save it.
It's a world. Wow.
Okay. I can't wait, but I'm relieved to hear that this isn't how you're informing me, that you're on Raya.
Okay, I will tell you one teaser. There are there are people on it that the tagline does say, here just for friends. And I'm like, are you here just for friends?
Wow.
Yeah.
Can I just say this right now?
Sure.
I don't want you on any dating, any apps.
Just what if it's just for friends?
No, I don't want you on just for friends apps. That is truly crossing a line.
Wait, okay, hold on. Wait, let's just talk. Let's have a 5-minute Raya conversation, and then we'll wrap
Oh,
this up. Because
God.
we don't have to come back. What world do you think that I would be on a date? Are you saying you're just making sure I'm not going to sign up for any dating apps?
Yes, because I could see you being like, oh, I gotta check it out, and being like, oh wow, and being like, oh my gosh, this is fascinating. I want to. This is so interesting to me.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna create a profile just so I can see more of it, and then I'm here just for friends, like having fun. Or I could see you like really wanting to cheat on me, and you're kind of a secret cheater sex freak.
On Raya?
Yeah. But that would get back to me pretty fast.
On Raya, I think it would.
What was that website that like all these married men?
Oh, Ashley Madison?
You had that way too fast.
The premise of Raya is there's celebrities on there. It's like the go-to for celebrities, for musicians.
Oh my gosh, do you
for
think we would qualify?
DJs. We would be able to get on.
Do you think?
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely,
well, now I'm
because-
like, let's make. Now I want to get on just to see if we can.
We would be able to because I think we know enough people on the app that we could get an invite. I think you have to be invited in.
Oh, okay.
We could claw our way on. But anyways, the first day we were talking about this and I was like, oh, I got to see it. You only get a certain amount of people to look out each day. And so I had this session and the
it's
first
like
day
a dangling carrot.
it was one person. And I was like, oh, I can't just see one person.
Oh, you
and they're
want
like,
more.
oh, I got to not look at it until I see you tomorrow. And I was like, don't look at a single one until you come tomorrow because
Right.
I want to see all of them. And oh my good God. My heart has so much love for all these people out there looking for love. I very much appreciate anybody out there looking for love, right? But then it's also mixed with like some of these people, and I was looking at like younger folk, but you're seeing TV actors on there that you would recognize.
Well, I think this is how that one woman dated Ben Affleck.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Ben Affleck's on there.
Yeah. Well, probably not anymore, but
No, I think there are big celebrities on there.
yeah.
But it's so funny. Then there's people on there that you're like, who is this guy? And then you go to their profile and like there's so many like, singer performers, and you're going to their YouTube and they have millions of views on these things that are like weird Christmas video. Like I just saw all
What?
this stuff that like none of it computed, but I was like, wow, there's so many people out there trying, like just trying to make cool stuff, meet people. But it's like, I'm not describing it.
Well, what sounds weird about it to me, and also like, I'm already like, would I qualify? Like, could I get in? And it's the ego status thing.
Okay, we're not neither. Now I can't even believe I'm having to say this. I was upset that you said it to me. We're not trying to get on Raya. It's not for us.
Okay.
We don't want to be those people just for friends.
Okay, so, but what I'm saying is, it kind of seems weird too, because, like, in this town, for like our single friends,
Yeah.
there is this weird thing about, like, I have friends who are single, who are dating, who are very established.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to be dating okay, let's say me, for example, if I'm on Raya.
Okay, you're not. On
Okay,
Raya.
I know, but I'm an established TV writer.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
I'm not looking to date like an actor who is trying to get his SAG card.
Yes.
But also there's this weird allure like, oh, this guy has 1 million followers on YouTube. Like that's impressive. And
Mm-hmm.
also like success in this town and these weird ways becomes this kind of yucky currency.
Mm-hmm.
But also it's important, like, I feel like I'm at the stage in my life that I'm not looking to date someone for
You're
their
not looking to date anybody. Jesus Christ.
but I'm not looking to date someone for their potential. Do you know what I mean? So
No, I don't know what you mean. In your head, get off. It's not you.
okay. Well, my friends. Like I would be leery of my friends dating someone who's on Raya, who, like, if you can look into, like, who is this? What's their story? How established are they? If I wouldn't want them trying to ride someone's coattails through dating.
Okay, well,
and that's what makes it kind of yucky.
Well, but I can make a similar argument. First, know this, that the platform, there wasn't much, at least that I saw. The descriptions were so minimal, like a sentence about the person, and then you can click through to their Instagram. So everyone has their Instagram.
Oh,
but
that's
it is
nice.
what's interesting when you're in the app, you're just like yesing or knowing these people, right? And it's so it's all about the photos and then
Right.
whatever the clout of the one thing is, like
How
DJ
Hollywood.
writer and how Hollywood they are. Do you recognize them, or do you have to go to the Instagram and then dig deeper to see
Oh,
if
that's
they're
hilarious.
legit or if they're just some poser, basically, right?
Uh-huh.
Lots of like pictures of people getting off private jets. Like it
Ugh,
is
gross.
crazy. That being said, I didn't see like the 40-year-olds, like I was looking at younger people. There might be a world where like you might want to I hate that we're using you as an example. But
Please keep
you
going.
might, what if it was like you matched with like the showrunner of some show? You'd be like, oh, that's interesting. We'd probably have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
But when you match with the, I don't know, the what's like a lower level person that you would be
gross.
like,
I don't want to do this, Andy.
or like an actor that doesn't have any credits or something.
Yeah,
You
okay,
would be
fine.
like, oh no,
Yeah.
maybe, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, but it was, I've just never seen like a dating app. Listen, we missed the whole dating app thing, and then this one is so crazy and specific.
Yeah, that's kind of fun.
But I did force them to match with one pro skateboarder. That seemed pretty cool. That was fun.
Oh, that's so exciting.
Yeah, that seemed fun.
Oh, good. I can't wait to see who I match with. Just friends.
But just for friends, I was like, that's not real, right? Who are the people on there that are just for friends?
No, but
Or do you
that's-
think they're just trying to network with
That's
all
what
these people?
I do feel like that's what I mean about this app specifically. I'm sure the just friends people are people trying to network.
If you got on, we'd have to make a deal where we were both on for just for friends. Because what if it
I
really...
don't like this. Now, I was having fun with it until
But you do want to know if you could get
I have
on
enough
it.
friends.
You do want to see if you could get on it.
Yeah. I feel like I could. I think you're right. I think
We
could,
have
could
enough
find a way.
people that could,
Vouch for us.
or get the
These
invite.
are my
it
married
might be,
friends
It might
who-
be as simple as like you just need us. I don't know if you need one invite. I'll find out how many invites you need.
I have friends on Raya. Okay.
Anyways,
Great.
That was my Raya rant.
Well, everyone, thank you for listening. Please go support us at patreon.com/totallylame. That's LAIME. Please come hang out with us during our live stream on Friday, February 3rd at 8:45 PST. And if you can't make it to that, check it out after the fact, and check out our fun videos that Andy makes on Instagram at Nobody's Listening, right? Thanks. Good
All
night.
right. Good night.